Amelia Carter moved carefully through the dense alien forest, her senses alert. Her heartbeat was fast, her breathing quiet. She had been separated from her unit during a fierce battle with the Grothian Empire. Now she was alone, deep behind enemy lines on an unfamiliar planet. The trees around her were tall and twisted, their leaves glowing softly with a strange blue light. The forest felt alive, and it made her feel uneasy that Amelia had heard many stories about this place, mostly scary tales spread by soldiers. But she knew the real danger came from the Grothian troops hunting for humans. They called humans cruel, bloodthirsty monsters, painting them as the enemy in a war filled with fear and hate. Amelia knew better. She was a soldier, yes, but she didn't want to harm innocent beings. She just wanted to survive and return home safely. As she walked, Amelia heard a soft sound ahead. It was quiet, like someone trying not to cry. Curious but careful, she moved closer, hiding behind a large tree. Peeking around, she saw a small figure curled up on the forest floor. It was a Grothian girl, young and hurt. Amelia's heart twisted. She knew Grothians feared humans greatly, but she couldn't leave a child to suffer. Amelia slowly stepped forward. The girl noticed her immediately, her large eyes wide with terror. She tried to crawl away but gasped in pain, holding her leg. Amelia raised her hands, showing she meant no harm. "I'm not going to hurt you," she said softly, her voice calm and gentle. The girl stared at her in disbelief. "Stay away." The girl whispered, her voice trembling. "You're human. You're dangerous." Amelia shook her head softly. "I'm here to help," she said again. Slowly, she reached into her small pack and pulled out a medical kit. The girl watched her every move, still very scared but too hurt to escape. Amelia knelt down beside her, moving carefully. "What's your name?" she asked, keeping her voice friendly and soft. The girl hesitated, watching Amelia closely. "Lyra," she finally whispered. "I'm Amelia," she said with a small, gentle smile. "I'm going to help you, Lyra." Lyra watched, still frightened, as Amelia opened the kit. The wound on Lyra's leg was deep, bleeding slowly. Amelia cleaned it gently, applying medicine carefully to ease the pain. Lyra flinched at first, but Amelia's touch was soft and careful. "Why are you helping me?" Lyra asked softly, confusion in her voice. "Humans are supposed to be monsters." Amelia smiled again, her eyes gentle and understanding. "We're not monsters," she explained simply. "We're just trying to survive. People say many things about us, but not all are true." Lyra studied Amelia carefully. Her fear slowly changed into curiosity. "But your people attack mine," she said quietly, her eyes searching Amelia's face for answers. Amelia sighed gently. "Sometimes people fight because they're scared or because they're told lies. War is not good for anyone, Lyra, but not all of us want it." Lyra seemed thoughtful, taking in Amelia's words. Her tension slowly faded as Amelia finished treating her injury. "Thank you," Lyra whispered, genuinely grateful and still surprised by the human's kindness. "You're welcome," Amelia replied, carefully putting away her medical supplies. "We should move from here. It's not safe." Lyra nodded slowly, understanding the danger they were both in. "But where can we go?" "My people will hunt you, and your people." "My people are far away," Amelia admitted. "But we must keep moving. Staying here will make it easy for them to find us." Carefully, Amelia helped Lyra stand, supporting the injured girl gently. "Lean on me," she said softly. "We'll find somewhere safe." Together, the human soldier and the Grothian girl moved slowly through the glowing forest. Lyra felt confused but strangely safe with Amelia beside her. As they walked, Lyra's curiosity grew. She wanted to know more about Amelia and humans. She wanted to understand why everything she'd learned was different from this moment. Forest around them seemed to become friendlier as they moved together, side by side. Lyra realized that Amelia wasn't a monster at all. She was kind and brave, Risking her own safety to help someone she should consider an enemy, Amelia stayed alert, protecting Lyra carefully, determined to get them both to safety. She knew that this encounter was special. It was proof that kindness and understanding could exist even in the darkest times. As they walked, Amelia felt hopeful. Perhaps, through their meeting, they could show both humans and Grothians a better way forward. For now, though, they just needed to survive and find safety together. Amelia and Lyra walked carefully through the strange glowing forest, staying silent to avoid attracting attention. Lyra limped slightly, still weak from her wound. Amelia gently supported her, ensuring she moved slowly and carefully. The forest around them grew quieter, the only sounds being their footsteps and the soft rustle of leaves dotted as they moved. Lyra couldn't help but glance frequently at Amelia, her curiosity growing. Finally, she found the courage to ask, "Amelia, why did you become a soldier?" Amelia sighed softly, her eyes thoughtful. "I wanted to protect my people, my family," she said quietly. "When this war started, many people were afraid. I joined to keep them safe." Lyra looked thoughtful. "But they tell us that humans attack without reason, that you like war and hurting others." Amelia shook her head gently. "That's not true. Most humans just want peace. We fight because we think we must. Both sides fear each other because they don't know the truth." Lyra nodded slowly, absorbing Amelia's words. "I was always taught humans were dangerous, but you're different. You're kind." Amelia smiled softly. "People are often afraid of things they don't understand. Maybe now, you and I can help change that." As the sun began to set, casting long shadows through the forest, Amelia suggested they find a place to rest. They found a hidden area beneath, a cluster of large trees covered by thick leaves and branches. Amelia helped Lyra sit comfortably, making sure she wasn't in pain. "Are you hungry?" Amelia asked, pulling out some rations from her pack. Lyra hesitated at first, unsure of the strange food, but her hunger won out. Amelia offered her a small bar of nutritious food. "It's not delicious, but it'll help you recover." Lyra took a careful bite, her eyes wide as she tasted it. "It's not bad," she admitted softly, making Amelia smile as they ate. Amelia talked quietly about Earth, her family, and the simple things she missed, like the smell of rain and the warmth of sunlight. Lyra listened closely, fascinated by Amelia's descriptions. "Do you miss your home?" Lyra asked gently, sensing the sadness in Amelia's voice. "Every day," Amelia replied honestly. "War takes a lot from everyone, but meeting someone like you gives me hope. Maybe we can help others see that things can change." Lyra looked down, thoughtful and quiet for a moment. "My family was taken by this war too," she whispered. "That's why I was alone in the forest." Amelia placed a comforting hand gently on Lyra's shoulder. "I'm sorry, Lyra. War is hard on everyone. But you're not alone now. We're here together." Lyra looked up, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Amelia. You saved my life. Matter what they say about humans, I'll always remember you helped me." "That's all that matters," Amelia said softly, smiling warmly. As darkness covered the forest completely, Amelia suggested they take turns resting, ensuring they stayed safe. Lyra agreed, feeling comforted by Amelia's careful planning. Amelia stayed awake first, watching carefully as Lyra slept. Her young face, now peaceful, made Amelia feel determined to protect her. Hours passed, and eventually, Amelia gently woke Lyra for her turn to keep watch. Lyra nodded seriously, eager to help and show Amelia she was capable. She sat alertly, listening closely to the sounds of the night, determined to protect her new friend as dawn began to break. The forest slowly lit up with soft colors, chasing away the shadows. Amelia woke, feeling rested and thankful for the quiet night. She smiled gratefully at Lyra, who proudly reported that nothing had happened during her watch. "You did great," Amelia praised, making Lyra smile happily. They shared a simple breakfast, preparing to move again. As they gathered their things, Lyra seemed thoughtful. Finally, she asked, "Do you think others can learn to trust each other like us?" "I hope so," Amelia replied sincerely. "But it starts with small steps, just like we took together. If we show others it's possible, maybe they'll believe it too." Lyra nodded, determined. "Then I want to help," she said earnestly. "I want to show my people that humans aren't the monsters we've been taught." Amelia gently squeezed Lyra's shoulder. "You're brave, Lyra. I'm glad we met." Together, they set off again through the forest, their steps stronger and filled with purpose. As they moved, Amelia and Lyra both felt hopeful. They knew the road ahead was uncertain, but together, they believed they could help create a future of peace and understanding between their people. Amelia and Lyra continued their journey through the dense, glowing forest, determined to find a safe place. The landscape around them changed slowly, becoming thicker and more difficult to move through. Amelia stayed patient, helping Lyra whenever she needed it. The trust between them grew stronger with each step they took. By midday, they reached a clearing filled with strange, beautiful flowers. Their petals were bright and colorful, moving gently in the breeze. Amelia stopped, looking carefully around, feeling cautious. "Stay close," she warned softly, noticing the area seemed too open and peaceful. Lyra nodded, staying close behind Amelia. Just as they stepped forward, movement caught Amelia's eye. Figures appeared from behind the trees, quickly surrounding them. Amelia tensed, ready to protect Lyra at any cost. But then she realized the beings were Grothians, just like Lyra. Of the Grothian stepped forward. He was older, his expression cautious yet curious. "Who are you, human? And why are you here?" he asked firmly but without anger. Amelia kept her voice calm. "My name is Amelia. I'm trying to keep Lyra safe. She was hurt and alone. We mean no harm." The Grothian leader studied Amelia and Lyra carefully. Then he turned to Lyra. "Is this true, child? Did this human really help you?" Lyra nodded quickly, stepping closer to Amelia to show her trust. "Yes, sir. Amelia saved my life. She's good." The leader seemed surprised but thoughtful. He motioned for his people to lower their weapons. "Come with us," he said gently. "You?" Both looked tired and need rest. Amelia and Lyra followed the group cautiously but gratefully. They soon reached a hidden village, tucked safely among the trees and carefully disguised. It was filled with Grothians, many looking frightened but curious about their human guest. The leader introduced himself as Kale. "We are refugees," he explained gently. "We ran from our leaders because they wanted only war. Many of us lost family and friends. We do not believe humans are the enemy, only victims of lies, just like us." Amelia felt relieved. She and Lyra were finally among others who understood the true nature of the war. The villagers welcomed them warmly, offering food, water, and a safe place to rest. Lyra relaxed visibly, comforted to be among her people again. As they ate, Kale asked Amelia many questions about humans, their world, and their true intentions. Amelia spoke openly, honestly, explaining how humans wanted peace, but were forced to fight because they believed they were under threat. The villagers listened carefully, many shocked by her words. They had always been taught that humans were evil, creatures who enjoyed war. Amelia's honesty began to change their minds. Lyra spoke too, telling her own story. She described how scared she had been when she first saw Amelia, thinking the human soldier would hurt her. But instead, Amelia showed kindness and compassion, changing Lyra's beliefs completely. "I was wrong," Lyra admitted quietly. "Humans aren't monsters. Amelia taught me that. She risked her life to save mine." Kale nodded slowly, moved by their stories. "We must spread this truth," he said firmly. "Both our people need to know that war is not the only answer. We must find peace." That evening, the villagers held a small gathering, celebrating the hope Amelia and Lyra brought them. They shared stories, food, and kindness. Amelia felt deeply touched by their acceptance. She had never expected such understanding and warmth from the Grothians. Later, Kale approached Amelia privately. "You are brave," he said quietly. "But your presence here will attract danger. The Empire soldiers will keep hunting you." Amelia nodded seriously. "I don't want to endanger anyone here," she said. "I will leave tomorrow." "No," Kale responded. "Quickly, we will not abandon you. You saved one of our own. We will help you escape and keep you safe." Amelia felt deeply moved. "Thank you," she said sincerely. "Together, we can show others the truth." That night, Amelia and Lyra slept peacefully, feeling secure for the first time in days. As Amelia drifted off to sleep, she felt hopeful. She believed strongly that their new friendship was proof that understanding and kindness could overcome fear and hate. Lyra lay close by, thinking about how much had changed since meeting Amelia. She was grateful for the kindness and bravery of her human friend. She promised herself she would help spread the truth about humans. Both Amelia and Lyra knew their journey was far from over, but now they were not alone. They had allies and friends. Together, they could fight for peace and understanding. Tomorrow would be challenging, but tonight they felt safe and strong, ready for whatever the future held. The next morning, Amelia woke early. She felt rested and more hopeful than she had in days. The village was quiet, with only soft sounds of waking villagers moving gently around their homes. Lyra was already awake, waiting patiently nearby. "Good morning," Lyra said softly, smiling. "Did you sleep well?" "Better than I have in a long time," Amelia answered warmly. "How about you?" Lyra nodded happily. It felt good to sleep safely again. Kale approached them, his expression serious but kind. "We need to prepare," he said gently. "There is a hunting squad nearby, and they will soon find this village. We must keep you safe." Amelia felt her heart tighten. "I can't let anyone get hurt because of me," she said firmly. "We need a plan to protect everyone." Kale nodded in agreement. "The village is hidden well, but they will eventually find us. We need to distract them, lead them away." Amelia thought carefully. "I'll lead them away. If they are chasing me, they'll leave the village alone." Lyra immediately looked worried. "That's too dangerous." "I know," Amelia said gently, placing a comforting hand on Lyra's shoulder. "But it's the best chance we have. I'll be careful." Kale listened carefully. "We will help you," he said firmly. "You are not alone. We stand together." Together, Amelia and the villagers quickly prepared. They made a clear plan to guide the Grothian hunting squad away from the village safely. Amelia would move fast, leading the hunters far from the villagers, ensuring everyone stayed safe. Before she left, Lyra hugged Amelia tightly. "Promise you'll come back safe," she whispered, tears in her eyes. Amelia hugged her back gently. "I promise," she said sincerely. "Stay safe here. I'll see you soon." With the villagers' good wishes, Amelia moved quickly through the forest, leaving clear tracks behind her. Soon, she heard the distant sounds of the hunting squad following her trail. Her heart beat faster, but she stayed calm, remembering her mission clearly. The chase grew intense. The hunters were skilled and determined. Amelia ran quickly, using the dense forest to hide and slow them down. She needed to keep them chasing her without catching her. Suddenly, she heard a sound ahead and stopped quickly. She realized one of the squad members had circled around, blocking her path. It was their leader, strong and determined. "Stop there, human," he commanded loudly. Amelia stayed still, thinking quickly about what she should do. "We don't have to do this," she said calmly. "There's no reason to fight." The squad leader looked surprised at her words. "Humans destroyed my village," he said angrily. "How can you talk of peace?" Amelia met his eyes gently but firmly. "War hurts everyone. Many of my people suffer too. We're all victims, told lies to make us hate each other." The leader hesitated, his expression confused. Amelia continued softly. I've seen kindness from your people. Your leaders have lied to you about us, just as ours have lied to us about you. We can stop this." He stared at her, clearly conflicted. "How do I know you're telling the truth?" "You don't," Amelia admitted. "But you can choose to believe peace is possible." Slowly, the squad leader lowered his weapon. "Who are you?" he asked quietly, confused and curious. "My name is Amelia. I only want peace and safety for everyone," she answered sincerely. He considered her words carefully, struggling with his beliefs. Finally, he nodded. "I want that too," he admitted quietly. "Too much blood has already been shed." Amelia sighed with relief, thankful he listened. "Help us spread the truth," she urged gently. "Together we can end this war." He nodded thoughtfully. "I will," he promised firmly. "You have my word." Amelia felt hope grow stronger. "What's your name?" she asked softly. "My name is Varan," he sighed, extending his hand carefully. Amelia took it warmly, shaking it in friendship. "We have much work to do, Varan," Amelia said earnestly. Varan agreed. "We must return quickly and convince my squad. Together, we can end this pointless fight." Together, Amelia and Varan quickly returned to his squad. He spoke passionately, convincing them of the truth Amelia shared. At first, they were hesitant, but slowly they agreed. The squad realized they had been misled, just as humans had. With their support, Amelia knew they could now truly change things. As she stood with Varan and his squad, she felt a deep sense of peace. They were enemies, no. More. They were allies, united by a shared hope for a better future. The forest around them seemed calmer now, reflecting their newfound peace. Amelia felt eager to return to Lyra and the villagers. Together, they would spread a message of unity, proving that even the most bitter enemies could find friendship and peace. Amelia and Varan led the hunting squad back to the hidden village carefully, making sure they avoided danger along the way. Amelia felt hopeful, knowing they had the chance to truly end the war. She knew trust was fragile, but the alliance they formed was a powerful step forward. When they arrived, Kale and the villagers were surprised and cautious at first, seeing the squad enter their village. Amelia quickly explained everything, assuring them they were friends now, not enemies. Slowly, the villagers relaxed, welcoming the squad carefully but warmly. Lyra rushed to Amelia, relieved to see her safe. "You kept your promise," she said, smiling brightly. "I always will," Amelia replied gently, happy to see Lyra again. That evening, they all gathered to plan their next steps. Varan explained that he held important information about the Grothian Empire's plans and weaknesses. With this knowledge, they had a real chance to end the war. Amelia listened carefully, knowing this information was critical. "We must share this with my people as well," she said seriously. "If both sides see the truth, peace can become real." Kale nodded thoughtfully. "We will help you, but reaching human forces safely will be challenging." "We must move quickly," Varan warned. "The Empire will soon notice we are missing." Amelia agreed. "We need to get to a communication point. My forces will listen to me if they hear my message clearly." Kale stood, determined. "We know of an old outpost nearby. It was abandoned, but might still have working equipment." "Then that's where we'll go," Amelia said firmly. Early the next morning, Amelia, Varan, Lyra, and a few villagers set out carefully towards the outpost. The forest was calm, but tension filled the air as they moved quickly and quietly. Amelia stayed alert, guiding the group and making sure everyone stayed safe. They reached the outpost by midday. It was an old, quiet place, covered in vines and hidden by the forest. Amelia quickly began checking the equipment inside. Much of it was damaged, but she soon found a communication unit that seemed functional. She carefully started repairing the device, working quickly and carefully. Varan watched her work, impressed by her skill and determination. "You truly believe in peace," he said quietly. Amelia paused briefly, smiling softly. I do. I've seen too much pain from this war. We deserve better. Soon, Amelia managed to power up the equipment. She felt relief and excitement as the machine hummed to life. Quickly, she prepared her message, knowing its importance. "This is Amelia Carter," she spoke clearly and strongly. "I'm behind enemy lines, but I've found the truth. Grothians and humans are both victims of lies. The war is based on fear and misinformation. We can end it if we listen and trust each other. I've met Grothians who want peace. They are our allies now. Listen carefully, because our enemy is fear, not each other." She sent the message clearly, repeating it to ensure her people heard every word. After she finished, silence filled the outpost. They all waited nervously, hoping for a response. After several tense minutes, a voice finally replied, clear and steady. "Amelia Carter, your message has been received. Hold your position. Help is on the way." Amelia felt deep relief, knowing her message had reached her people. Varan smiled warmly. "Your words were powerful," he said softly. "They will change hearts." Lyra moved closer, hopeful. "Do you think peace will really come?" Amelia looked into Lyra's eyes, sincere and hopeful. "I truly believe it can. We've shown both sides it's possible. We just need them to listen and trust." Kale nodded gently. "Your courage inspires all of us," he said respectfully. "You've shown us all a new path." As they waited for help to arrive, Amelia felt a deep sense of peace. They had taken an important step towards ending the conflict. Their alliance, built on trust and understanding, was proof that fear and hatred could be overcome. Soon human forces arrived, careful but open to listening. Amelia introduced Voron, Kale, and Lyra, showing that they were friends and allies. The humans listened carefully, slowly understanding the truth. Together, humans and Grothians began discussing peace openly, planning how to move forward and end the fighting. Amelia watched proudly, knowing their journey was changing everything. Lyra stood close, happy and proud. "You made this happen," she said softly to Amelia. Amelia gently shook her head. "We all did. Together." They stood quietly, watching as the first steps toward real peace were taken. Amelia knew challenges lay ahead, but now she felt certain they could overcome them. They had built something powerful, based on trust and understanding. It was a future worth fighting for. Days passed quickly as humans and Grothians began carefully building trust. Amelia watched closely as both sides started working together, cautiously hopeful that peace was truly possible. Voron and Kale took important roles in discussions, their experiences convincing others of the truth Amelia had shared. Lyra stayed near Amelia, inspired by her bravery and kindness. She asked many questions, wanting to understand humans better. Amelia answered patiently, glad to help her young friend learn and grow. One day, leaders from both sides agreed to meet officially for peace talks. The gathering was planned carefully, ensuring safety for everyone involved. Amelia was invited to speak, as both sides trusted her deeply. On the day of the meeting, Amelia felt nervous but hopeful. The meeting place was a neutral area, carefully selected so both humans and Grothians felt comfortable. Leaders from both groups arrived cautiously, watching each other carefully, but openly. Amelia stood in front of them, feeling the heavy importance of her words. She spoke clearly and simply, making sure everyone could understand. "I once believed Grothians were enemies, just as you believe humans were your enemies. But I learned that our real enemy was fear. Fear made us see each other as monsters. Fear made us fight and suffer. But we can choose another path. We can choose understanding and trust. We can choose peace." Her words were powerful, touching everyone present. Many nodded thoughtfully, understanding the truth in what she said. Leaders from both sides spoke next, admitting their mistakes and expressing their wish for peace. Voron stepped forward, speaking calmly. "We have all lost much to this war, But together, we can build a future where our children know only friendship, not fear. Kale added his voice strongly. Let us choose a better future. One where humans and Growthians live together peacefully, learning and growing side by side. The talks lasted many hours, discussing details and agreements carefully. Amelia listened closely, offering suggestions when needed, helping to bridge misunderstandings quickly. Everyone was determined to make real progress, eager to leave war behind. As the meeting ended successfully, everyone felt hopeful. They agreed to continue working together, ensuring peace became real. Amelia felt deep relief, knowing their hard work was finally making a real difference. Returning to the village, Amelia and Lyra walked quietly together. Lyra spoke softly, her voice thoughtful. Did you always believe peace was possible, even when you were fighting? Amelia thought for a moment before answering honestly. There were times I wasn't sure. War made it hard to hope. But meeting you changed everything. You showed me that kindness and understanding could grow even in difficult places. Lyra smiled softly, feeling proud. I'm glad we met, she said quietly. You've taught me so much. You've taught me too, Amelia said warmly, placing a gentle hand on Lyra's shoulder. Together, we showed everyone what's possible. Back at the village, everyone celebrated quietly, knowing their future was brighter. Amelia felt surrounded by warmth and friendship, grateful for every person who helped make peace possible. That evening, Voron approached Amelia, looking serious but content. Your people trust you greatly, he said gently. You could return home now if you wished. Amelia hesitated, feeling torn. Part of her missed her home deeply, but another part felt connected strongly here. My home will always be special to me, she finally answered softly. But I feel I belong here now, helping build something new. Voron nodded, understanding clearly. Then we are lucky to have you, he said sincerely. You are a true friend and ally. Lyra joined them, smiling brightly. You promised to stay with. You? She asked, hopeful and excited. Amelia smiled warmly, nodding gently. Yes, Lyra, I'm staying. This is my home now, with all of you. Hearing her words, the villagers felt joy and relief. Amelia had truly become one of them, a symbol of peace and hope for everyone. Late that night, as the village quieted, Amelia looked at the stars above. She thought about her journey, from a soldier lost behind enemy lines to a person who helped unite two peoples. She felt deeply proud and grateful. Amelia knew challenges would still come, but she felt ready. They had overcome fear and hatred. Together, they had built trust and friendship. Now, humans and Growthians could finally live in peace, side by side, learning and growing together. Lyra stood beside Amelia, looking at the stars too. Do you think everyone back on Earth will understand what we've done here? She asked softly. Amelia smiled gently, hopeful. I think they will, she answered softly. Because our story shows everyone that peace is possible, even when it seems impossible. Together they stood quietly, feeling hopeful and strong. They had changed their world, proving that kindness, courage, and understanding could overcome even the deepest fears. Months passed peacefully, and the village continued to thrive. Humans and Growthians worked side by side, creating a community based on trust and respect. Amelia took great pride in the progress they had made, knowing their journey had changed many lives. She often spent time teaching young Growthians about humans, sharing stories of Earth and answering their curious questions. Lyra was always by her side, eager to help and learn. Their friendship had grown strong, inspiring those around them. One bright morning, Amelia and Lyra walked together through the village, watching as people worked happily around them. Farmers tended their fields, builders repaired homes, and children laughed and played. The village had become a place of peace and safety. Voron and Kale approached them, smiling warmly. We have good news, Kale announced gently. The leaders of both humans and Growthians have officially declared lasting peace. All battles have stopped completely. Amelia felt deep joy and relief at hearing the news. "We've truly done it," she said softly, her voice filled with gratitude. "Thanks to you," Voron added sincerely. "You showed us the path to trust and understanding." Amelia shook her head modestly. "We did it together. Every person here helped make this possible." That evening, the villagers held a celebration, sharing food and joy openly. Humans and Grothians danced together, talked, and laughed freely. Amelia watched happily, her heart filled with warmth and pride. Lyra stood beside her, watching quietly. "I never imagined this would happen," Lyra admitted gently. "I was taught humans were cruel, but now I see only kindness." "You showed us." "Kindness, too," Amelia replied softly. "That's why we succeeded. We trusted each other." Later, as the celebration quieted down, Voron stood before the gathered villagers. "Tonight, we celebrate peace and friendship," he spoke strongly. "Our journey was difficult, but we overcame fear together." Kale stepped forward next. "And tonight, we honor someone special," he said warmly, looking directly at Amelia. "Amelia Carter taught us all to see clearly, to trust, and to believe in peace. She is a true hero to us." Amelia felt deeply touched by his words. She stood, slowly facing her friends. "Thank you," she said sincerely, her voice filled with emotion. "When I first arrived here, I felt lost and afraid, but your kindness showed me the way. I'm proud of everything we've done together." Lyra stepped forward too, speaking softly but clearly. "Amelia saved my life. She showed me that humans aren't monsters. They're friends. I hope we never forget that." Her words touched everyone deeply. The villagers cheered, celebrating Amelia's bravery and kindness. Amelia felt humble but incredibly proud. In the days following the celebration, the village continued to grow stronger. Leaders from both species visited often, learning from the example set by Amelia and her friends. They saw firsthand the power of unity and peace. One afternoon, Amelia walked with Lyra to a quiet spot outside the village, looking out over the peaceful landscape. "Do you miss Earth?" Lyra asked gently. Amelia smiled softly. "Sometimes," she admitted. "I miss my family and friends. But I've found a new family here. I wouldn't change anything." Lyra nodded warmly. "I'm glad you stayed," she said sincerely. "You've taught me so much." Amelia placed an arm gently around Lyra's shoulder. "You've taught me too," she said kindly. "Together, we've shown everyone what peace looks like." They stood quietly, watching the sunset paint the sky in soft colors. Amelia felt peaceful, knowing they had truly changed their world. The future looked bright, full of hope and promise. Over time, their story spread widely, reaching humans and Grothians far beyond their village. People everywhere learned about the brave human who saved the Grothian girl and how their friendship ended a war. Their example became a powerful symbol, reminding everyone that kindness could overcome fear. Years passed, and Amelia stayed in the village, happily teaching and guiding others. Lyra grew into a strong and wise leader, inspired always by Amelia's example. Together, they continued to build bridges between their peoples, ensuring peace lasted. One quiet evening, as Amelia watched the village she loved, she felt deeply grateful. Her life had taken unexpected turns, but each step had led to this moment. She had found purpose, friendship, and a true home. "Amelia?" Lyra called softly, joining her side. "Are you happy here?" Amelia smiled warmly, looking at her dear friend. "Yes, Lyra, I'm very happy." They stood quietly together, sharing the peaceful moment. Amelia knew their journey had made a difference. They had proved to everyone that courage, kindness, and understanding could overcome even the deepest fears. The future, built on friendship and peace, was brighter than ever.